Welcome back to Soulfully Her, the space where we soften, heal, grow, and tell the truth to ourselves with love. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome home. Today's episode is not light, and it's not something you listen to halfway. This is one of those episodes that asks you to sit with yourself, because at some point in every woman's life, she has to face this truth: becoming the woman she needed. Not the woman you pretended to be just to survive. Not the woman you were forced to become because life didn't slow down for you. Not the woman shaped by pressure, expectations, or trauma. But the woman you needed when you were younger. When you were hurting, when you were confused, when you didn't have guidance, protection, softness, or a place to fall apart. This episode is for the part of you that grew up too fast. Let's be honest, a lot of us were never taught how to be women. We were taught how to survive. We learned how to be strong, how not to cry, how to push through discomfort, and how to do everything alone. We learned to figure it out without help, to stop being sensitive, to grow up quickly because we didn't have a choice. And when that happens, you don't really get a childhood. You get responsibility, you get pressure, you get expectations, you get emotional silence, and you learn very early that your needs are inconvenient and that nobody is coming to rescue you. So now, as an adult, you walk around bracing for life. You're always preparing for the worst, always waiting for someone to disappoint you, always trying to stay 10 steps ahead because no one ever caught you when you fail. If that resonates, this episode is for your younger self, the one who was confused, the one who felt all alone, the one who learned how to pretend she was okay because no one ever asked if she really was. You're about to become her safe place. Here's something most people don't talk about. Your inner child doesn't disappear just because you grew up. She's still there, watching how you love, how you react, how you protect yourself, and how you attach. She shows up when you're afraid to ask for help, when you fall apart in private, when you get defensive instead of vulnerable, or when you feel like you're too much or not enough at the same time. Those reactions aren't flaws, they're memories. That's not the healed version of you responding. That's not the confident woman you're becoming. That's the little girl who never felt safe. And becoming the woman you needed sometimes means stepping in with authority and tenderness and saying, "You don't have to brace anymore. I've got you now." So I want you to picture your younger self for a moment, not with judgment, but with curiosity. What did she need that she didn't receive? Maybe she needed emotional safety or someone to really listen. Maybe she needed protection, patience, reassurance, or stability. Maybe she just needed someone to tell her she mattered. Most of us needed all of it. Instead, we adapted. We learned to depend on ourselves long before we were ready, and that adaptation followed us into adulthood. We learned to love from survival mode. We expect abandonment. We accept bare minimum effort. We silence our needs because expressing them never worked before. Becoming the woman you needed is teaching yourself that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. It doesn't have to be loud, chaotic, or earned through suffering. You don't have to beg for what should be freely given. Let me be clear. You don't need someone to come save you. You don't need a relationship to heal what you never received. You are allowed to become the woman who comforts herself, speaks up for herself, rests without guilt, and walks away when something feels wrong. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you were before the world taught you to doubt yourself. Becoming the woman you needed is about safety, consistency, and self-respect. It's choosing every single day to stop abandoning yourself just because it's what you were used to. This is what reparenting looks like in real life. You stop dismissing your own feelings and start validating them. If something hurt, it mattered. You let yourself rest without feeling like you have to earn it. You stop tolerating emotional crumbs and calling it love. You learn how to receive instead of only giving. You change the way you talk to yourself. That harsh inner voice softens. Your survival mode relaxes. You realize you don't have to be strong every day to be worthy. You create boundaries because your younger self never had them. You learn the difference between attention and safety. You choose relationships that feel calm, steady, and familiar in a healthy way, not chaotic. And maybe for the first time, you start celebrating yourself. You become the cheerleader you never had. This next segment is called Honoring the Pain. Healing doesn't mean your past didn't hurt you. It doesn't mean you minimize it or pretend it didn't affect you. It means you tell the truth about it without letting it control you anymore. Healing is an act of self-loyalty. It's deciding that the pain stops here. There comes a moment when you realize you're not just surviving anymore. You're becoming. You're becoming softer, safer, more intentional, more emotionally stable. You protect your peace because you know what it costs to lose it. You stop betraying yourself for connection. You stop confusing chaos with love. This is the era where your younger self finally feels safe. So now I want to pause for a second, and I want everyone who's listening to take a breath and then repeat after me. I'm going to give you some affirmations to help you along the way of your journey. Number 1, I am becoming the woman I needed. 2, I am safe within myself. 3, I no longer abandon my own needs. 4, I deserve love that feels gentle. 5, I release survival mode. 6, I allow myself to receive. 7, I am healing when it's quiet. And lastly, 8, I am finally home within myself. Thank you for spending time with me on Soulfully Her. If this episode touched something inside you, share it with another woman who might be carrying silent weight. You are becoming everything you needed, and that is sacred. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.